Good morning, everybody. It's week 14, fantasy football, week 14 in the NFL. Got some good games, got some matchups. Hopefully, you are pushing towards, going into your playoffs and winning. If you're not, hopefully, you are making moves that are going to help you be in that position this time next year. And if you're not, and you're just playing some best ball or you're just hanging out watching football, we do that too. Usually have some questions in here to start, but none right now, so just chilling. Probably could put this on mute, actually. What up? Good morning. Zion, what's up, fellas? Thanks for helping me secure a top scoring team in the league at 307 in Sleeper. Good shit, brother. My D line 8, paying Big Q with your advice. Nwosu over Mac each had 26 plus. Y'all got me rolling. Love to hear that, brother. Good shit, Zion. Hopefully, you are headed towards some money, some glory, some fame, some, all the good stuff we love in fantasy. I appreciate you being here, man. Thought about putting together something for like the playoffs, like a playoff league. But I don't know. Would y'all be interested in something like that? Do you like Justin Simmons going forward as I need safety help? Well, let's take a look. One of my favorite things to do is just take a peek. I have Justin Simmons. I know I'm playing him this week. I was just looking at some lineups. Speaking of which, make sure you double and triple check your lineup setting. It's actually crazy to me. I've lost a lot of leagues in the past because I've just thought that I set a lineup like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I usually think in my head that I set a lineup. And sometimes I'll come into Sunday morning and look and realize I didn't. And I actually just had that realization about 20 minutes ago looking at some teams. I left Jayon Brown out there on a couple of teams, for instance. I thought that I had pulled him. So I had to go through, make some adjustments. Hopefully, you're a better fantasy player than I am. Actually, there's no way you are. I'm about to win the bash, baby. All right, Justin Simmons. What you doing, my guy? Ooh, that's ugly. Here, let me pull it up, Royce, real quick. Y'all have any questions? Offense, defense, special teams? Get at me. Dynasty trades. Always willing to chat. Always willing to help. Go check out the Dynasty video, actually. It's 10, 15 minutes. It's like 10 minutes. I did a Dynasty Market Movers, top 5 Dynasty risers, according to Keep Trade Cut. Just based on the market, did a review of those players, doing the fallers tomorrow. I think I'm going to try to get that up. And I'm going to try to make that a segment on the channel going forward. Do the biggest risers and fallers based on market. I'm going to try to refine how I pick players and stuff like that. But anyway, here's old Justin Simmons. Yeah, obviously this year has not been what you wanted, but that's not really even his fault to some degree. A lot of the times missed, but his value's always kind of been predicated on the fact that he does get big plays and the pass deflections and interceptions. And look, his best week of the season, week 13, last week, he has 2 interceptions, 21 points. Every other week, though, he's not hitting anything really meaningful, which is unfortunate. 29 years old, safety position. I think he's going to be relevant going forward, but this year, really not a lot to love, at least right now, unfortunately. What's good, IDP Army? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I don't know where everybody else is, and I know I'm not in my usual hype mode. I'm still working on my coffee, and so that does play an effect. Does come into play. All right, got a couple questions coming in. John says, got stuck with Lamar out and I got Fields on bye. Yikes. My options are Lawrence, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones. Rough effing spot here. Haha. True, but on the flip side, I mean, at least you have somebody to replace them with. So I would probably, if you're asking who to go with, I think the order you put them in is probably the best. Lawrence, Daniel Jones, and Mac Jones. Think we can learn a lot today. And I'm actually going to pull this up. I think we can learn a lot today to remember going forward in the future. Just about how strongly people feel about their beliefs and opinions in the summertime about what's important in fantasy and how that can really make people just, I don't know, it's overweighted in that moment. And when you get there, it's just not as big a deal as people act like it is. So here we go. This tweet came out this morning. We'll just look straight at it because we're, says, thinking back on this offseason in best ball when stacking KC and Denver games, weeks 14 and 17 was so exciting. It wasn't just exciting. It was like so important. Like people acted like it was the most important thing in the world. It was the only thing that mattered. And why? Because they knew, 90% of the probabilities, these would be the most important games of the season, blah, 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 blah. And here we are in the weeks of. And what's the actual truth? The actual truth is these look like shit games. The players that you even stacked on your team to get there have not helped you. I mean, I know, unless it was Kelsey, unless it was literally Travis Kelsey, everything else involved in whatever this whole thing was has been meaningless. Maybe Patrick Mahomes too. I guess you can give him that. But it's not like we didn't think Patrick Mahomes would be super meaningful no matter what fucking week he was playing. But I said I never understood this particular brand of best ball. Didn't try, felt contrived at the time, and it looks contrived now. Doesn't even look contrived now. It looks foolish now. I mean, it looks like a fool's errand. It's because it always was. And even more so, people are missing players this week they did not anticipate. And that's why I also say you always need to be playing Dynasty to win now, because you never know who is actually going to be relevant week to week. And it's so easy and it's so accepted to just have a strong, awesome opinion or take about players in certain times of the year, and that to be viewed as top level analysis. But that's only in that moment. Now we're here. We actually have to deal with this week and these things, and all those people that directed people that direction, they're hurting. So kudos to the people that directed people other directions. All right. Forgot to mention my sleeper league is divided up into 14 leagues. Dang, 16 minimum from NFL, XFL, all the way down to SWAT, SEC, Industrial SEC, SWAC. These guys got me to number one out of 200 different squads. I mean, thanks. We appreciate that. I'm sure, a lot of that's you. You made the decisions. You made the decision to listen to the show, listen to our advice, but we'll take a little bit of that credit happily. Thank you. Let the people in your league know that if they want to be good like you next year, they know where to go now. I took my division and got lucky by this week. Guaranteed money. That's what you love to see. You guys are legit. I've won money 2 years in a row. Big props to the Army. That's what we do. We win. All right. Win. We're not okay to, we're not happy to play. Okay. We don't show up to participate. Okay. Yeah. No, not at all. Anything besides number one is total fucking defeat. And it feels terrible. And it should feel terrible. That's how I feel. John says, can only pick up one DL. Danielle Hunter, Dexter Lawrence, Javon Hargrave, Sam Hubbard, and Hassan Reddick. Ooh, that's some good guys on the waiver. So it looks like we're looking at a streaming situation. Let's take a look at old Danielle Hunter. I know he hasn't been very good this year, but how not very good he has been has been. Yeah, it's not great. These point totals don't look right. I don't understand what is going on right now. Oh, well, maybe if I was looking at the right year. 2022, week 17. No, season. Stats. Okay. I don't know why this looks so weird. Are these accurate? Maybe. I just don't think a 2-sack game is 19 points. Yeah, these aren't accurate. Something's wrong here. I fucking hate this shit. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. All right. Go here. See, these look like reasonable numbers. I don't understand. I mean, for all the things that are great about Sleeper, it does have flaws. See, look, these numbers are totally different. But you guys watch that, right? On screen? Like, what I do, I just refresh the page and suddenly everything's different. Even though I tried to refresh it on screen. Anyway, so Hargrave has been, Hargrave's been so consistent, especially for an interior guy. I mean, consistent for interior, but double digits is good. Definitely has a little bit more of a ceiling this year than Danielle Hunter. His snaps seem to be a lot lower, though. And that's because they rotate DLs with the Eagles a lot. Let's take a look at Reddick. Ooh, that's a nice little sack streak he's got going there. Sack, half a sack, sack. Hard to ignore that. It's the New York Giants. They're missing Saquon. You know, you could make the same argument for Hargrave, but he's playing a lot less snaps, and he's playing interior. I'm not even going to look at Sam Hubbard. We know what Sam Hubbard is. So I'm going to go Hassan Reddick. What do we think? What do we do with Hufanga of late? Do we sit him, stream CB, or good matchup? Listen, for me, DBs like that, I don't stress it. If I've got him on my team and I think he's going to be okay, even if he's going to be like a 2 or a flex, I'm just leaving him in. That's just how I do it. I don't, I don't like to dance around. I don't like to spend time looking through the waivers to try to catch maybe a cornerback. Again, like in 2 weeks when Hufanga blows back up, I got to drop that guy, or I got to figure out how to work around you bring more problems and variables on your team. For me, if you can sit him and you have somebody else, do that. But I'm not trying to overcomplicate it, and probably I'm just going to play him. That's just me. Because you never know with a DB, and he can get behind the line of scrimmage. He is a walking big play waiting to happen, and this team's weird right now. I mean, they're going through a lot of stuff, so have a front 7 queue. I have 2 DL designations to swap in and out. D-lines, Hutchinson, Big Q, Josh Sweat, Mac, backers, Jordan Brooks, Edmonds, DL. Should I entertain Deion Jones at all? I mean, you could. I wouldn't go out of my way to entertain Deion Jones. But, I mean, if you have a spot and maybe. No. Yo, Jordan, good to see you. Flex, Jeff Wilson, or Pacheco. Definitely Wilson. I think today is going to be a big day for Jerick McKinnon, personally. Yo, Sleeper is wonky as fuck. I know, especially on their app, on what I'm on right now. It's just weird. And you can't collapse the chat box down. I don't want to fucking see my chat box. I would love to have a full screen of other stuff. Can't do it. So I don't know. They're working on it though, apparently. So I hate up IDP Army. Let's go. And then he corrects it. What's up, IDP Army? Sorry. Hey, it's okay. We wouldn't be where we were now if we didn't have any haters somewhere out there. Are y'all watching the collapse of PFF before our very eyes? Pay attention. Don't say I didn't see it coming years ago. That's what happens when y'all ain't trying to hear it today. What's your confidence in Lloyd with Muma out? I mean, it's fucking high as shit. The only thing that made me scared to play Lloyd was Muma. It's Lloyd or Rodriguez, but his snaps have been lower as of late. Yeah, well, if Muma's out, I'm just going to go Lloyd. That's how I'm going to handle that personally. Lloyd Christmas. I mean, Devin Lloyd was fucking balling. You know what I mean? Up until week 7. 20-point game, 25-point game, 28-point game, 18-17. They trickled off. But his snaps trickled off too. You know? So. What's up, Ron? Hey, Jordan. It says half PPR, Sanders or ETN, also Juju or Chark. I'll go ETN over Sanders. I don't like either of those guys though on my team, and I would probably go Juju. But I saw something today about how Chark has the highest ADOT in the league, and you guys know that I've been quietly standing for Jared Goff for longer than I care to admit anymore. But he's earned it, and he throws a nice ball, and he's got some weapons out there now. But it's Amon-Ra's team, so I would probably go ETN and Juju. I legitimately wanted to see your face when I brought up Jones' name. Yeah. Well, I mean, Deion Jones is just one of these guys that certain people tried to, again, a PFF. I mean, literally the only reason Deion Jones was even ever the greatest linebacker in football was because he was part of the ascension talking points of PFF in 2015, 2016, when this surge of contrived fake deep metric bullshit made players suddenly way better than they were. And we see how that's going. I mean, you're getting traded. Nobody can't hardly even play. PFF, they're lowering their prices because nobody wants to be there. People are getting laid off. Players are like, what is all this shit? None of this makes any sense. People are speaking up. It's not like it wasn't there the whole time. I got your alerts on. This PFF shit is good. TV, grab my popcorn. I know. Well, it's just funny because media in general is different. There's 2 camps in media right now. There's legacy media, and then the people who hide under its umbrella. And then there's people like me who are rogue guerrilla media, whatever you want to call it, independent. There's nobody breathing down my shoulder. There's no agenda to make anything seem like it is or isn't something else. You know what I mean? And if anything, the Twitter files or all this shit that's happening in the world right now should make everybody realize there's 100% an agenda to almost everything in your life. And it's fine if you can acknowledge that. And then, but it's weird to me that people just act like it's no, I'm different. I'm smart. This isn't what you say it is. Why? Because some position of power hasn't explained to you how to think yet. We don't do that around here. Bro got drafted in the 4th in my leagues. Devin Lloyd? Or who? Insane. Man, I'm interested in that. Jeff, good morning, brother. Good to see you. IDP Army is the truth. Yeah, we're working some angles out there. Listen, the biggest thing, and there's not a whole lot of people here right now. That's fine. The biggest thing you can do for us is just hype us up out there in the ether. You know what I'm saying? Throw it out there because you all see how the Twitter sphere be acting. You know, it's goofy out there. So they don't throw no clout our way anymore. So y'all gonna have to do that. Not that we like need it, but after the level of consistency that we have and like what we've been able to grow, if we could catch any level of like real sort of even fake inflated, clout or, social media influence, we're like set up to really like rock right now. But again, everything's organic. I'm not going to go pay some fucking jackass influencer to make me look better. I could, but I'm not going to do that. That's not how we fucking vibe. We rock with independent guerrillas, brother. PFF is what I thought I said to their prices. Yeah, you should have seen the email I sent them back. They said, and it's so crazy. Like when I tried to leave PFF, you have to, when you click, you want to leave. One, it's like very hard to get to end your subscription. You finally get to the page where you can do it and you click it, but it's not just to unsubscribe. It's a quiz. They take more of your time and they're asking you questions and they're giving you prompts. There's like 8, 9, 10 different prompts, right? It's not even the last prompt. It's like a prompt or two before the last one where they give you, and you're at this point, you're so click, click, click. You don't even notice it, but it's like you have to click this one to actually unsubscribe from what you're doing. And the first time I went through and did it, I just like clicked over it. And at the very end, it was like, okay, thanks. I was like, thanks. I was like, where's the confirmation that this went away? So I went back and did it again. And that's when I realized, oh, wow, like this is set up to where I feel like I did what I came to do, but I didn't do it because it's contrived that way. So when I finally went through and did it again and actually exited, that's when I got an email where they offered me like 50% discount on they've cut their prices from like $300 a year, $200 a year, which was way more than what it was worth. Now it's like $80 a year. Well, yeah, they have to do that or they're going to lose subscribers. If they lose subscribers, they can't be valued a certain way. So VCs don't dump more money into it and push it out there and make it look like it's a real thing. Sent them an email. I was like, yo, I don't want this, And they sent me an email back like, well, we'll give you this discount. We're really sorry, blah, blah. And I sent them back a message. I was like, at this point, you would have to pay me to use this stuff. Thanks for the memories. That's literally what I said. I hope more people do that because I don't know if you saw the article this week too about the nepotism with Chris Collinsworth and his son and just whatever. Again, it's just legacy media, and contrived, these like info, I don't know what you call them, information entertainment brands, it's just call it what it is. So it's fun to see more people like y'all that are here willing to put your time, effort, energy, money into the more nuanced approach and conversation that is sports commentary, that is information entertainment, and not shell out $300, $400, $500 a year to some, asshole, sitting in some tower somewhere who doesn't give two flying fucks about you. So thanks for kicking it. All right, back to what I do best, helping you guys crash and burn at fantasy football. Let's go. Travis Homer is starting this week. Could he see some good usage against Carolina? Yeah, he could. I wouldn't trust him though. You know what I mean? Does he get kick returns? If you're in a kick return league, that might be something interesting. I've noticed, and that's something you need to talk to your league mates about next year. Your commissioner is getting kick return yards and punt return yards in there because those yards matter and those players make a difference. And Jalen Petrie got 30 last week. Could he see another similar week today? I mean, there's always that chance, but you don't count on 30-point weeks. That's definitely not something you count on. But he's been amazing. He's been a great DB to have on your team this year. That class from last year took a little while for him to kind of pick up, develop, whatever you want to call it, but they are really coming into their own. John says one flex spot to fill Jamal Williams, Peoples Jones, or Mike Williams coming back. Jamal Williams is easy. Easy peasy. Come on. What are you talking about? John, my guy. What are you talking about? Jones was a 4th runner. IDP Nation, let's get it. Yes, sir. IDP Army's everybody. You know what I mean? That's the thing, too. It's not just us. I mean, we are the IDP Army, obviously. But if you play IDP, you're part of the IDP Army, period. You don't have to claim it, but it's a collective. It's a group of people. IDP Nation, IDP guys, IDP show. I don't give a fuck. You are part of the IDP Army. And, we're all fighting kind of the same battle, low key, although a lot of people like to pretend that we're not fighting. And then, there's no reason to fight. People are just going to give things to us and make things better for us. That's not how it happens. You got to fight, so that's what we're here to do. Rebel scum. Nobody's going to hold us down. All right, 2 flex spots. My options are Gus Edwards, Michael Carter, and Homer. What do you think? Originally it was Gus and Carter. I was going to say now that J.K. Dobbins is activated, Gus Edwards is going to have a 20-point game. Just book it. So you can probably go ahead and rock that one in there. And I'd probably go Michael Carter too. They don't seem to like James Robinson, even though they brought him in. And again, I'm not going to play Homer unless I have to, even though I know he's kind of in like a okay-ish situation. But I'm still probably going to go Carter and Gus Edwards. I had to sit Danielle Hunter. Tired of sweating all game, waiting for him to do something. I picked up Logan Wilson today. Your thoughts, my guy? I actually just traded Logan Wilson in a league. Actually, I'll have to show you. I think it's this league right here. Yeah, here it is. I just traded this morning Logan Wilson for Michael Thomas and a 4th. And y'all know I do not like Michael Thomas for fantasy purposes or real football purposes, and not a fan of the Saints. But he's 29, and the value of getting a guy like this, like who was supposedly the dynasty wide receiver 1 at one point in time, for Logan Wilson, who's like a linebacker 2 right now on a good day, I'm going to take that. Now, my game plan is to flip Michael Thomas in the offseason when the hype inevitably comes back because of whatever it is that always comes around, and I'm going to get more value back than Logan Wilson is my hope. I have no intentions of ever playing Michael Thomas. So back to your actual question, though, which was about Logan Wilson. I like Logan Wilson, but I like him right now as like a linebacker 2 flex. I still think he has like the chops, the skill set to push into a pretty good linebacker 1 in Dynasty, and I might even have him ranked as a linebacker 1 in Dynasty right now. But for at this point in the season right now, he's kind of a linebacker 2. I have Nick Chubb, Mixon, Najee, Zeke. How do you feel about their potential for the fantasy playoff run? I mean, that looks great, my guy. I mean, I couldn't be happier for you. I mean, Chubb's a beast. Mixon, I don't love Mixon, but I mean, he's on a good team, so I mean, you can't go wrong there. Yeah, I don't. It could be worse. We'll see how everybody plays the next couple of weeks. Saints fans don't trust Michael Thomas either. Just saying, well, nobody should. And again, it's like one of these things where it's like, I've said it for so long. Even when he was like the number 1 dynasty wide ball, I was like, this is bullshit. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It's not an actual thing. Like maybe market value, but reality. Like I deal in realities, like or future realities, not the reality that you built for yourself here. Summer of 2019 or whatever the fuck it was. People are so dumb. That's how you win dynasty, y'all. I mean, trades like this. And again, I had to send a message out this morning, like, should I take this trade? But it's just like, in the summertime, Michael Thomas will once again be gassed up. It's just, some things are just, that's just how it is. And I'll be ready to dump him into the arms of a sad Saints fan. Sorry, Rue. And I'll probably trade him back to this exact same guy. This is one of my best friends, one of my arch nemesis from fantasy football from the dawn of time. You can tell by the picture he has in here. Look at his picture. The guys in my league troll me. You can't see his face picture in here. They're like, 3 of the guys in my leagues like have me, my face as like their sleeper thing, and I'm like last in this league. So they like, even some weeks when I lose, like my face, it wins. So it's kind of funny. Don't mind that. Not gonna lie. Anywho, y'all got more questions, comments, smartass remarks, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the secondary podcast feed, which is down in the description. That's where I actually posted the Dynasty video that's on the channel. I didn't put it on the main feed. I put it on the secondary feed with the Dynasty tailgate. So, all right, I got Kendricks and Hicks, so I decided to let him go. Zayvon Collins on Monday night. I got Kendricks and Hicks, so decided to let him go. Who are you talking about letting go? Oh, Logan Wilson. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think those. That's a good, smart move. You know, I like Kendricks and Hicks a lot. If you had to let Logan Wilson go, that'd be a tough decision, but I think you made the right one. Zayvon Collins on Monday night should work for you. 12 team. I see your comment down there, Zion, about PFF, and I'm wanting to go straight to it, but I'm going to try to help people in fantasy football too. 12 team standard. Do you think I should play Mike Williams instead of Evans? No. Here's why. And I actually was thinking about this a lot last night and this morning. Mike Evans is due for a big game. He's due. He's been having his usual, he's been having games, you know, but he's due for one of his big games. He's getting the targets, okay? 15, 11, 11, 9. I mean, he's due. It's going to come, okay? He hasn't had a touchdown since week 4. Do not pretend, you know, if you want to talk about regression, nobody's due for more positive regression than Mike Evans, okay? It wouldn't shock me if he had like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns today, straight fucking up. And they're playing in San Francisco. Tom Brady's trying to make points. He's trying to do all that shit. Let's do it. Why not? It's time for Mike Evans to blow up. I believe that. Mike Williams, come on. Dude's been busted all season. Just play Mike Evans. I know it doesn't feel right, but I can almost promise you that it will be right. And then here's the thing, y'all. And this is a moment I had this morning too. As soon as he has that big game that he's due, trade him. 29 years old. Just get out of the Mike Evans business. I fucking hate to say that because I love him. I'm obsessed with him. He's been on all my dynasty teams for like 3 years. It's time to move on. So I'm going to try to move into somebody whose values dipped a little bit that shouldn't. I don't know who that is yet, but my plan, and again, I have Mike Evans on like 3 dynasty teams that matter, is to move Mike Evans after his monster game today. Don't tell anybody I told you that. Start 2, Kyle Duggar, Jeremy Chin, Marlon Humphrey. Give me Duggar. He's been just incredible this year. And I think I would start Jeremy Chin still, but I will say Marlon Humphreys, he kind of, I was talking a little trash on him last week, and he had a nice week. And that made me rethink, you know, reminded me of a time when I would never tell people to not play him. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at these last 3 weeks from Marlon Humphrey. 19 points, 20 points, 14 points, 24 points. Play Marlon Humphrey. Just play Marlon Humphrey. That's not a shade at Jeremy Chin. That's just, let's just do it. All right, here we go. I've seen this one. Another PFF alley-oop. What you got for me, Zion? It says PFF's whole model is banking on their users to be lazy, uncompetitive casuals who don't want to be embarrassed in their office leagues, cornered a market of wannabe pay-to-play champs. Ooh-wee! Speak on it, brother. I feel at the moment I sit Evans, he goes off. Thoughts. Exactly. That's what my whole spiel just said. Do not do that. He's due for a big fucking game. He has like 2 a season. He hasn't had one yet. Well, he had like a pretty good one week 1. Trust me, I've had Mike Evans again on Dynasty teams for a long time. Stephon Diggs is like this too. There was a time 2 years ago when people were like, "Oh no, Stephon Diggs like a wide receiver too in Dynasty, blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, he's not. He has like 40-point games, and he has like 8-point games, and that's not his fault. That's fucking Mike Zimmer's fault. All that shit went away." Mike Evans, unfortunately, is in a situation where it hasn't gone away yet, but he's gonna get his 40-point game this season. I think it's this week. NASCAR Fantasy Live. What's up, brother? He says, "What's up? Need help starting CBs. Which 2 CBs would you start here? Dantzler, Mike Jackson, or Jonathan Jones?" Cam Dantzler just came back from injury, right? Like I think I saw that on the report. So, well, I don't know how to spell Cam Dantzler apparently. So we'll go to, maybe this will help me. Nope, didn't. Guys, I'm terrible. I suck at this. Okay. EANTZ. Let's look at Mike Jackson real quick. That's an easy name. Can't mess up the spelling of Mike Jackson, can I? No, I just did actually. Are you kidding me right now? Sorry, Michael. Pittman. What a joke. There we are. Looks like he's getting targeted plenty. Okay, so I don't love that they are playing Carolina. I don't know what kind of passing volume we're going to see out of Carolina today, if I'm being honest. So I don't love that. Don't see any big plays on his resume this season at all. Okay, Cameron Dantzler. Just FYI. Ooh, see, Cameron Dantzler. Yeah, he's been out last couple of weeks. But before the season, well, man, he was getting some pretty solid numbers. I don't know. I'd be scared to play him coming back this week, though, honestly. And then Jonathan Jones. Gosh dang it. Why is there so many ways to spell the name Jonathan? It's just, honestly, it's so annoying. Oh, and these aren't alphabetical. Why would they be? That wouldn't make any sense. All right, bro. I'm tired of looking at this question. Play Mike Jackson. Somebody get Sleeper on the line. What's up with Winfield? Yeah, he's not going to be playing today, I don't think. And if he is, I'm not playing him. That's where I'm at. It sucks. He was having a good season. He's still a great player, but this year just has not gone his way. You got to adjust. You know, in Dynasty, though, I'm not moving him down my board at all. Trevor Lawrence or Deshaun Watson? I think I'm going Trevor Lawrence just because he got the reps. I just still don't trust Deshaun Watson. Rusty doesn't know these guys that well. It can't feel good to play football. I mean, I know when he gets in the game, I'm sure he goes into a complete other space, so I get that, but it can't be the lead up to it and all that. I just can't feel great. And I think that's going to affect his play. And they play the Bengals today, right? Like, it's going to be a tough game. Now, you could argue the flip side of that is he's going to be down and they're going to be forced to throw, etc. So, thank you, God, at playing Evans. Damn straight you are. Please pick one, Ayuk, Pickens, or Slayton. Thanks for your advice, and you sure are right about Mike Evans. Great content. Tell somebody, tell a friend, tell everyone in your league to go subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our podcast, 5-star rating and review, thumbs up. You know the drill. Let's go. Thanks, Dan. Or D. I don't know. D Brown? Dan? Assuming it's Dan. Might be Don. Jacob says, flex start Boyd, Duvernay, Zay Jones healthy or Homer. Zay Jones been getting a lot of pub lately. Tyler Boyd, you can't start Tyler Boyd. Sorry. I might go Homer in that spot just because I think that he'll probably get more touches than anybody else on that list. Edwards or Sherfield, sorry. All right. These guys are on the Jets, right? Oh. Why did I think that? Oh, okay, because I think there is somebody with a Field last name. That's at the end. Edwards? What Edwards are we talking about? Oh, Gus? Gussie or Trent? I say Gussie because we have a dog named Gus, and we call him Gussie. Wow. Now that is a flex question. I'm going to go Gus. I'm going Gus. I know Dobbins is back, but that doesn't mean anything to me. You should be trading away Dobbins as well. If he has a decent game today, get rid of him. I have A.J. Brown, Debo, Mike Evans, Mike Williams at flex. I'm with you on all the Evans talk. Been an up and down year with him and Brady. Can't throw deep outs. Yeah, and it's like it's not the same offense. I mean, like this would not be a problem. I guarantee it if Bruce Arians was still the coach, but he's not. It's Todd Bowles now. So things are different. We have to understand that, acknowledge that, admit that. Gronk is also gone, whatever. But he's still Mike Evans. Like, it's that point in the year where Brady, I don't think Brady's going to give two flying fucks. He's going to just Gronk him. He's going to be like, I'm just throwing it to you this whole game. Like, nobody else exists. Period. It's like, you ever want to take a dump on Kyle Shanahan's chest? And that's Tom Brady saying that to Mike Evans. Oh, man. Tom Brady. I never thought I'd feel sorry for that motherfucker, but I do. Does Dantzler mean no Bynum or less? I don't think it really has any effect on Bynum at all. Bynum's a safety. I can only pick one for DB spot. Hamlin, Chin, Taylor, Britt, Hufanga, or stick with Elliott from Detroit. I think I would stick with Elliott if I was you. I think you're on the right track there. Underrated player. And, man, it feels good to see these Lions surge. What do you think about Pittsburgh D today? IDP, Highsmith, Patrick, Watts is a little injured. I'm still playing all those guys. All of them had a down week last week except Minka, but I'm still playing them. Watt, I've adjusted expectations. I would be thrilled if he got me 15 points, whereas he used to be like a locked-in 25-point guy. But I'm still playing him. As their D as a whole, I don't really have an opinion. I think playing DST is antiquated and barbaric and archaic and stupid, honestly. Humbra Vendor, I don't know if you answered this one, but is Derwin's backup Alohi Gilman an auto start today? Have not answered that one. Great question from Humbra Vendor. And is he an auto start today? No, not, especially not if you have better backups. Players that you're more confident in, players that have been playing well this season, like a Julian Love, for instance, if you had, or, no one's asked about him, so I'm assuming everybody's locked him in. But like players like that, if they're around, I would play them over anyone's immediate backup. You know what I mean? Personally. Good luck out there today, Bill. I know it's a tough one for us all. These are the weeks that matter, everyone, okay? Like, this is when fantasy football really this is when you really make it or break it. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Damon Brown, Ohio, born and raised. There we go. Damon. Okay, there we go. We got some good Damons on TV this year. Old Damon Targaryen. I didn't like him at first. I don't know if you all watched House of the Dragon. I didn't really like Damon's character at first, which I mean they kind of didn't want you to. He's kind of an asshole. But he definitely has like a Jaime Lannister vibe where it's like he's kind of a douche, but it's like when you understand kind of his point of view, the kind of life he had to live, blah, 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 and just his personality, it makes a little more sense. So shout out to all the Damons out there. D Brown, nice to meet you, brother. Sorry about the Ohio part, though. McCreary, Bates, Woolen, or Bynum. Ooh, it's hard to sit Woolen right now. He's a dog. He's a dog. I'm probably playing Woolen. I'm not even going to look it up. And Bates, Jesse Bates, he and Justin Simmons are having very, very icky years. I guess that's a good word. Icky. Yeah, give me Woolen. Give me that big play, baby. Sit Hufanga this week. I do think Tampa Bay is a good matchup, though. Again, people talk about sitting Hufanga. Who are you putting in? How many DBs are you starting? Like, if I'm starting 3 DBs, which most people, I think, that's kind of like a good number. Man, my hair looks crazy right now. Then Hufanga's probably going to be in my lineup. And I know the DB landscape this week is not pretty. Like, there's a lot of guys banged up. There's a lot of guys this year that are just I mean, again, it's like, who are you going to play over Hufanga is my question to everybody who's thinking about sitting him. That's always going to be the main question. I'm sure y'all are tired of looking at fucking Gus Edwards. Let's look at Mike Evans. And all those targets that have not amounted to many 100-yard games. All right. Brad Gilbert says Mixon is in. Need 2 more. Homer, Latavius, Knight, or P. Ryan. Wow. Oh, man. That's ugly. That's real ugly, brother. That's real ugly. Oh, my gosh. I don't often get like so buried in a question, but this one's really bad. All right, my guy. I'm going to go Knight. I just can't play Latavius. I want to, but I can't. I think I'm going to go Knight and Homer. P. Ryan. I mean, you have a lot of faith in Mixon. I don't know a lot about that situation. I don't have any Mixon. He's another player. I don't even dog Mixon anymore because I just dogged him so much for so many years now. I mean, I don't even there's nothing to say. I'm not a big Mixon guy. So, yeah, I would spread it out. I'd go Knight and I'd go Homer, and I would good luck. Good luck. Thank God, I'm out here starting my guy Devin Singletary, tried and true, shows up every week, lunch pail, hard hat. Let's go, Devin Singletary. My strategy, and it's worked out okay-ish for me in Dynasty right now, is just in fantasy in general. I love dead zone running backs. I got a lot of Josh Jacobs. I got a lot of Kareem Hunt. I got a lot of Devin Singletary. These guys aren't world beaters. Well, they weren't. Josh Jacobs is, but they weren't. Even and it's still you can piece things together. Goff or Prescott, 4-point QBTD. In this particular format, I will go Prescott because I think he has a higher likelihood of running it in. Now I say that Jared Goff can get a little swaggy with it out there too. Don't get it twisted, okay? Don't be surprised if my man Jared Goff goes out there and just puts somebody in a blender. I can't believe I'm using the words "my guy Jared Goff" unironically. Like, what decade is this? What world are we living in right now? Also, gosh, I love having a platform like this just rift. I'm so happy that the Rams fans in LA, the ones who are all these, there's so many Rams fans now. It's honestly fucking crazy. I'm glad they're getting to experience what the actual Rams are. The Rams that I grew up on, the St. Louis Rams, the ones from 2000 to 2014, the Chris Long, the Robert Quinn Rams, the Isaac Bruce was good. Those Rams, the Sam Bradford Rams, the Case Keenum Rams, the Nick Foles Rams, the Ryan Fitzpatrick Rams. Welcome to being an actual Rams fan, y'all. It ain't pretty. Sean McVay's already packing his fucking bags. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm interested to see how long these Rams fans last now that the Rams are converting back to the mean, shall we say. It's going to be a fun 15 years for y'all. All right. Speaking of Chargers, I wanted to swag up my guy Jared Goff. So let's swag him up a little bit. Ooh, look at them points. Good God Almighty. That man's got an arm on him. I'll tell you what. Ooh, multiple touchdowns in back-to-back games. Ooh, love it. Tss, how many rushing touchdowns you got, my guy? He's got exactly 0 rushing touchdowns this year. So I thought he had one. Did he have? Maybe he had a rushing 2-point conversion. I swear to God, I saw Jared Goff go into the end zone on his feet. And on the story, that's the story I'm sticking to. Speaking of Chargers, is Fehoko a streamer this week? Since SJD is doubtful, would you start Fehoko over Aiden Hutchinson? No. I don't even know who that is. I'm going to be completely honest. So, no, I wouldn't. Aiden Hutchinson has been disappointing. I won't lie to you. That's highlighted. You guys know I love tackles for loss. It's like one of my favorite stats for any player in any position to kind of just see what kind of impact they're making. He only has like 4 this year. He's played a zillion snaps. He has less tackles for loss than sacks. Like, how do you even do that, Aiden Hutchinson? I don't know. So that being said, again, I would definitely play Hutchinson over that guy. Still. Linebacker, Mosley is locked in. Pick 3 of Christian Harris, Kirksey, Rodrigo, and Tony Fields. I would start Harris and Kirksey for sure, and I'd probably start Rodrigo as my 4th linebacker. Yeah, I would pick Rodrigo. They like to blitz him. Damon played an amazing role. Love to hate. Yeah, and it's like you love him, and then you hate him. Then you kind of love him, and you kind of hate him again. So he's an interesting character. Yeah, I'm sick of Bates. Got Love, Curse, and DeMar locked in. Love that. And again, you have to adapt. Jesse Bates was a guy who, here's a guy. According to PFF, Jesse Bates was a guy that was the best safety in football as little as 2 years ago. Last year, couldn't get a contract. Here's a guy that PFF told us was amazing. And I said it was good too. Had 100 tackles like 3 years in a row. Here's a guy. Herman Vasquez. Now, here's a guy. I agree with you about only playing defense. Hate that too. I mean, overall, how's Petro Hivas rest of season? They're still plug and play starters. I would borderline 1 on all of them too, just because of the upside that they represent. Truly. Oh yeah. I mean, what are you can't drop these guys. You cannot do that. Baker Mayfield is the future of the Rams. Exactly. This is how low the Rams are right now. Like, this is your spark. This is your hope. What is this? A fortnight will this last? How many phases of the moon through the night sky will this last? Oh boy, this is so fun. Actually, speaking of which, in a real talk, as our guerrilla media company here continues to grow at the IDP Army, as we continue to add a second YouTube channel, which is already low-key running, as we add a 3rd podcast feed, which I have not started promoting here yet, as we continue to grow, we do want to tap into that, fandom market, maybe bring on, I want like Josh, for instance, if y'all watch and listen to offensive points, I would love for Josh to do more completely Eagle-centric stuff, because I think that stuff, like, that's so valuable for fantasy, hearing the perspective of people who know these teams well, and they can put together little tidbits and pieces of information now, and they know the story of the franchise or the player or the coaching staff. And I think, that adds an interesting level of value, and it brings in different people, different audiences, different people. So, I'm a Bills fan, I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm a Steelers fan. Maybe thinking about, pulling some more content specific to those teams onto the channel. So if y'all have any creators you like, or if you would like to see us kind of move into that more, shoot us a comment. Let us know if you want to talk about a team. Hit me up. I mean, we're about turning diamonds into dust around here. No, the opposite. Dust into diamonds. The Baker Mayfield-led Rams. God damn. What a world. The Rams' regression will not be positive and they have 17 away games a year. Start Brady, Huntley, or Goff. What is this whole Huntley thing? Like, I don't understand why he's even in the conversation as a starter at all. What has Huntley ever done in his life? He made Mark Andrews relevant last year for a little while. That's it. Play Jared Goff. Brad says, seeing Barnes inactive leads me to believe Rodrigo is back to 80% snaps. Definitely could be. I don't think that's a far cry from what will end up happening. And also, everybody who's on the channel right now, thanks for being here. Everybody that's watched the stream, thank you. I see a lot of new faces and names in the crowd. Sorry I'm not giving you all the proper acknowledgement, but welcome. We appreciate you. Mike, what's up? He says, start Jalen Petrie or Buda Baker this week. See, okay, let's actually pull up Jalen Petrie because he's come up a couple of times this week, and I think it's, he needs to be given a little credit for what he's doing. 16 tackles this last week is crazy on 67 snaps. Gets Dallas this week, so Dallas is going to have a lot of plays. There'll be ample opportunity. You could easily see him playing well into the 60 snaps area again this week. Maybe even more than that, depending on how things go. Buda is still Buda Baker, though. I mean, the big plays were never really his thing, but to get the fact that he can string together multiple double-digit tackle games like in quick succession is not something every DB can offer you, though, too. So weighing all that in, I think I will go Buda Baker today as he gets New England, who loves to run the ball right now. And I mean, they throw it too, but I mean, it's like, well, they want to run. They want to keep things safe across the middle of the field. That's where Buda Baker eats. Just give me that. Dead ass spot on PFF talk. Now here's a guy, Super Bowl champion, Jesse Bates. Yeah. Would you drop Jake London, Jameson Williams, or James Cook for Goff? In a redraft, I would drop Jameson Williams pretty easily if I needed, to play Goff as my quarterback. Yeah. 100%. And I might drop James Cook too. Again, it's this part of the year where it's like, oh, James Cook, his snaps were up for a game or two. So suddenly we're all in on James Cook again because the whole offense has shifted how they do everything for one tiny sample size that fits a narrative that I spent 9 months constructing in the offseason that I finally get to bring back up. No. I mean, James Cook is James Cook. He's just another fucking Matt Breida, fucking Zach Moss, Naeem Hines, motherfucking backup bitch to Devin Singletary. Get him out of here. That was really rude. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm just tired of people like dancing around the fact that Devin Singletary has been the fucking starting running back for the fucking Buffalo Bills for like 4 fucking years now. While all these fucking jackasses have come in. Now, fucking Frank Gore was there. He was ahead of Frank Gore. He's like, everyone that comes in is behind Devin Singletary. Period. End of discussion. You barely want to start Devin Singletary. So why the fuck are people trying to make up reasons to start James Cook and Naeem Hines and all this dumb fucking shit? I don't get it. Ugh, it drives me nuts. All right, sorry. Ugh. You can tell the coffee is in the system now. Definitely on a whole other level than when we started the stream. Lions fan? No, I'm not a Lions fan. That's a lovely thing about fantasy, though, is like fandoms change. You don't have to just be a fan of the colors of the jerseys. You can be a fan of the names, and as their careers go. I fucking hated Jared Goff when we drafted into the Rams. That was still my Rams team when he got drafted there. You know what I'm saying? Then he was just not very good, and people talked him up like he was really good. Why? Because there was a narrative that the Rams needed to be super positive because Kroenke was moving them from St. Louis. They got rid of Jeff Fisher, which they even kept him around long enough so that they had a scapegoat at the end of that first year to take away from the fact of all the other bullshit that was happening. Bring in Sean McVay, and then we gas up Jared Goff like he's so amazing, kind of like they did with Carson Wentz. He wasn't. He was good, but he wasn't as good as everybody acted like he was. And then people started to be like, well, he's not as good as we acted like he was. And he's actually developed over the years, and he's actually really fucking good now. And now nobody wants to say he's good. So that's the shit that drives me nuts, is like these stories and these narratives, and they all lead to this moment where people are like, this is what a player is. And it's like, that's a total contradiction of everything that you used to say and believe. Why is that different? But it's just like, maybe your perception needs to be shifted a little bit. So I don't know. I'm a fan of Jared Goff now, because now he doesn't have Sean McVay. He doesn't have Cooper Kupp. He doesn't have Todd Gurley. He doesn't have all these things that people said made him good around him, and he's good. To me, I like it because it proves all those people wrong. Even though we won't go back and revisit those conversations, and we'll never say that those people had wrong opinions or takes or whatever. We'll never do that. I'll know that. I'll know that saying Jared Goff was propped up by those guys was an inaccurate statement. And then circling back around now and being unable to say that he's fucking really good stems from the fact that for so long they said he wasn't good. It was held up by other things. Woo! Okay. Golly. I'm out here in the dirty glove. Fandoms are like being in a contracts, but I say screw that. Yeah. And again, it's like, I don't like the Saints, but I love Demario Davis. I fucking love Cameron Jordan. Like, that's a cool feeling to be able to turn on a game and still root for an individual guy's success. Cam Jordan got hit with a big fine yesterday for this week for nothing. They say faked an injury. And it's just like, I can root for Cam Jordan, on that level. And when he's on the field, I can root for Cam Jordan. It gives me a reason to maybe like what's happening on the Saints, So I'm a fan of players. And again, it comes back to this. Our overall conversation we've been having about media, giant media, legacy media versus guerrilla media, individual media. I don't have to like the Saints, but I can still buy a Cam Jordan jersey. You don't have to like PFF, but you can read a certain person's articles. You don't have to, you don't have to support the Walmart of content creation. You don't have to support the NFL logo. You can support the people that are in it, though. That's what I'm kind of like. That's kind of like my overall thesis in life in general. Is just like, if I can support an individual person who's out here doing something and that aligns with who I am, I would 100% do that. That means I have to say, screw it to corporate money, so be it. Because I think in the long run, and I've already seen it, the shift is coming down. Nobody wants to shop at the Walmart of fantasy football. Nobody wants to get their insights everywhere where everyone else gets it. You don't. You might think you do, but when you start to realize that it's not actually what you want, we're here for you. The smaller creators, the smaller commentary, the smaller media, the micro niche podcast. That's what I call us. People have been trying to troll me. Oh, you're a niche. Fucking fantasy football is a niche, asshole. ADP's a micro niche, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's a neat whatever. It's what you do. Don't fucking patronize me because you're a DFS bro. God damn, don't even watch football. You stare at your spreadsheets all day. Everybody needs to go watch the league. Nobody's asking questions. Y'all are literally just letting me rant right now, which I'm happy to do. As long as it's, cut it up, clip it out. Let's go viral talking bullshit on PFF. Let's make that our whole brand. Let's take down PFF. Who's with me? That would be really fucking cool, though. And I don't know if I should tell you all this. I need to start manifesting that, though. I don't know if I'm ready to start manifesting shit that big, though. I've got some goals that I have never spoken aloud on this channel. And they're not the kind of goals that most people are like, wow, that's a really good goal. But they're real because they're terrified of how big these kinds of goals are. Keenan Allen or James Conner in the flex. Gross, but I'll go Keenan Allen, assuming it's any sort of PPR situation. You guys know how I feel about the Cardinals and James Conner, so I think Keenan Allen they'll try to force him the ball. And he's still talented. Jonathan Renteria, how you doing, bro? He says half PPR, Jamal Williams, Pickens, DJ Chark, Thielen, or Gabe Davis, pick 3. DJ Chark is 100% in your lineup. Or no, sorry, Jamal Williams is 100% in your lineup. After that, I would probably go Thielen and Gabe Davis. I don't think that they're necessarily the safest plays, but I think that Thielen has more upside than he's put on the field this season. And we know Gabe Davis has the upside. It just hasn't hit often this season. We know that Sauce Gardner will probably be on Stephon Diggs a lot. So it could be a potentially big Gabe Davis game. And even if it's not a big Gabe Davis game, like yardage-wise, we've seen him get targets in the red zone at a pretty high clip whenever, Stephon Diggs is not able to get open. They don't like throwing the ball to Dawson Knox this season. Josh Allen's running it in a little less himself. And, Devin Singletary's taking it in sometimes. But when they get around the red zone, I think that you're going to be looking at Isaiah McKenzie, Gabriel Davis today a lot. So give me Jamal, give me Thielen, give me Davis. What's up, y'all? Go watch that Dynasty Risers video. It's only 11 minutes. I actually downloaded some new software, which I tested out on that video. I'll take your feedback. Still perfecting it, okay? Owner, operator over here. But we're trying to scale up. I actually have been talking to a video editor over the last 48 hours. I don't think he's going to work out necessarily, but it was a good conversation to get an idea of what I'm looking for a video editor. We are looking for somebody to help with the Instagram following. I think we have like 300, 400, 500 followers on there, but nobody posts there regularly. I'm not an Instagram person. I barely use my own Instagram. Like 3 times a year I might post on it. If anybody wants to grow a little social media following, put that on your resume, join the IDP army. Drew's Booze, what's up, brother? Cool name. Give me Bynum. PFF-based arguments will be dismissed this offseason. Yeah. I mean, again, it's telling that their product, too, if they're adding so much to their product, blah, blah, blah. It used to be $300, y'all, when I first signed up. Now, and it's funny because it's $300 last time I paid for it for the year. Now it's $79 for all that exact same shit. The value of a dollar has gone down, and your price of your product has gone down by almost 2/3. So was it ever really that valuable? No. That tells you that they want retention, okay? And then when I quit, one, they make it damn near impossible to quit, like I described earlier. It's like a maze trapping you in there. Finally did it. Get an email. Hey, we'd really like you to stay around. We'll offer you a 50% discount on our already 2/3 discount for what this product used to be. No, you can't have my money anymore. In fact, I've paid you $600 over the past 2 years. Why don't you prorate me a couple of years for that $40 a month price you're trying to show me now? Why don't you prorate me 6 years? And it's so tough to be in an industry where you want to make it and you want to make money and you want to grow. And then you see the other side of the coin and you realize how the sausage is made does not work with you as an individual human being. So you've got to try to figure out how to make sausage a different way. That's what we're trying to do. Try to make different sausage over here. Okay. Okay. Brad Gilbert, what's up, brother? He says, good luck. All this is playoffs for 32-team league. NFL needs more. Come on, man. This is scheduling. I know this is weird scheduling. And I don't know. I watched the episode of the NFL media garbage about how they do the scheduling. It's honestly insane. But again, even at that point in the season, before the season even starts, they're already trying to piece together narratives. They told you that right there on the screen. We're trying to build the headlines for the months coming ahead. And then the best ball bros and all these guys don't understand that they're getting that seeped into their way they analyze things, and they get caught up in these narratives like this game's gonna be so big. I'm like, bro, it's week 17, 9 months away. How do you know anything about that game? Well, I do because somebody smarter than me said it. Ooh, this hurts. Harrison Smith is out today. I think he's already got, what is it, 4 or 5 picks on the season? I mean, Harrison Smith, I can't, when he leaves the league, I'm going to be so fucking bummed. What do y'all want as far as giveaways and stuff like that? Like, I want to get the channel more hype, more going. The community tab, get a little more jumping. We do have a store now, which is linked to our YouTube channel, but I cannot for the life of me get it to work. If anybody knows anything about that, help me. Like the little scroll bar at the bottom where it shows and you can buy stuff. Like, I don't know how to get that to work. Our store tab exists, and I had a friend look at it on her phone, and she got through, or my wife's friend did. She said, oh, your store's here, but I can't get to it on my computer. So I'm obviously not an e-commerce expert. If anybody wants to help me out with that. But anyway, back to Brad Gilbert's question. He says, my Hurts AJ stack versus Josh Diggs stack. Ooh, I like that. I like this week because, in your leagues, if you are still really going at it, I mean, you got some crazy matchups. I mean, Josh Diggs, Hurts, AJ. I mean, those are some. Are you both headed to the playoffs? This is playoffs. Okay, so you're already in the playoffs. Ooh. Man, I think your AJ Hurts stack is going to hold up pretty well today. Not going to lie to you. Their grading is still just subjective. Their grades, they grade players they like higher than the ones they don't. You're 100% right. And what's crazy is like I don't know if I can. I signed an NDA. I've only ever signed one NDA ever in the fantasy industry. And it was actually not for PFF, so I can kind of speak on it. It was for FTN. For like a brief moment in time, I was going to like learn to do your charting crap because they were trying to take the PFF model because whoever was running that thing worked for PFF. So basically they were like teaching us how that PFF charts. So I got like a behind the scenes look at how PFF charts. I'll leave it at that. I'm feeling for one of them fiending for one of them white hoodies. I know. I suck. I'm working on it, okay? Like, I'm sorry. At Josh Hall, STL Hall, at him on Twitter. Tell him, fix it. LO, being a Lions fan by birth has been traffic. It led me to only rooting for players I didn't wear a different player's jersey in school. Started out with Antoine Randall L right now. That's always good, though, when you have a team. And that's like how I feel about the Steelers. Like, they're my team that I would like. Their colors do matter to a degree. It's not just about the team. It's like Pittsburgh's a city that I fuck with. My league kind of screwed me. We had to play our championship in week 17. Don't blame your league, Rougarou. You should have read the rules. You should know this stuff. Come on now. If you had to choose one, Gus Edwards or Michael Carter, I'd go Michael Carter. This is why I love fantasy football. Being chained to fandom is ridiculous. Exactly. And it's antiquated and it's barbaric, like I said, and it's archaic. It's just not how the world works anymore. You don't have to be a fan of the brand. You don't have to be a fan of the shield. You don't have to be a fan of the logo. You can be a fan of the human and what they represent. I fucking love it. It's the only reason I'm into football right now at all. Like, I grew up around football. I didn't ever watch it. Started playing fantasy football and became obsessed with the game, with these people, with the chess player, kind of identity of what these positions do and mean and how they're all unique. Like it's like when you set a chessboard up, all the players are the same, right? But when you play football, they're all the same positionally, but it's like each piece is slightly different in how it was raised, how it was coached, how it was trained, how it taught itself, whatever. So it's just fascinating to me. And to just boil it down to a jersey color, I'm a Patriots fan. Okay, cool. Tells me everything I need to know about you. Let the masses stare at PFF while we're using the IDP advantages, bro. Channel is going to blow up. Coming from Minnesota. Skull. Let's go. Yes, sir. And don't let the masses stare at PFF. Don't. Okay, this is the thing. We got to rise up. We have to have more voices. It can't just be me. You know what I mean? When it's just one person like me, people can siphon you off and corner you off. Be like, oh, he's crazy. You know, he's just that guy that's always saying that stuff. But when many voices come together, the pressure gets applied on people to start thinking for themselves. They start realizing, oh, there's less voices on my side of things. You know, now my voice is a little louder. What am I actually saying over here? Does it make sense? Merch is coming. Okay, 100% is going to come. Like I said, I got the Shopify store hooked up to it and everything. It's just the finer details and nuances are not working out right now. I don't know what it is. I tried to mess with it yesterday again. Couldn't figure it out. I think it might be something on the Google merchant side. So again, if anybody has any skills in that department, let me know. All right, looks like people are starting to slowly trickle out. We are at 11:22. Any final questions? Offense, defense, special teams, IDP, best ball, dynasty, fantasy football, NFL, week 14 news, start, sit, live stream, podcast, show. You already know. Okay. If the Google bots are still crawling at an hour and 16 minutes, there's your keywords, brothers. And the more I learn about this game, y'all, I just need my Shaq. You know what I mean? I just need my Pippin. Fuck it, I'll be Pippin. You know what I'm saying? This close. All right, I'm going to shut her down. Do me a favor. Go subscribe to both podcast feeds. That's the number one thing you can do to support the channel right now, besides subscribing, besides thumbs upping this video and sharing it with a friend. It is week 14. We do need to win this week, so make sure your lineups are set. Don't get lazy. Make sure if anybody's out, you get them out. If you have better options that you put in waiver claims for earlier this week and you haven't put them in, make sure you do that. Do not fuck around and lose a championship in week 14 because you got lazy, because you thought everything was done. All right? So go win. IDP, positivity, and I'll be back tomorrow with the Waiver Wire Show. Be back with the Dynasty Risers. We'll be back with all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, good luck.